For some time now, I've been wanting to do a long distance flight. I wanted to fly from this park that I like to fly at because it has tall grass, it's good for maidens. And my house is 4 miles away. And I know that my EOS 433 control system can go almost 10 miles, and my 2.4 video, which you can see in the picture here, it can also go close to 10 miles. On my Gladiator, my crash test Gladiator, I have a 700 milliwatt 2.4 video transmitter, and on my base station I have a Video Aerial Systems 5-turn. I think it's 7.5 dB. It's a directional antenna. And so that's always been something I wanted to do. And so I told my friend that if he came and the weather was good to fly, I am going to do it this time. Now, my plan was to head out and follow this road till it got to a bridge that went over a water inlet from our lake. And that kind of goes all the way up. I don't know which direction the water flows, but it's like turns into like a creek, and it goes all the way to my town of Upper Lake. And then once I got close, I know that there was going to be a large distinctive tree. It's taller than any other tree, and that's near my house. That'd be easy to see above everything else. And then I would simply follow the highway back, the same one I took to drive to the park. And most of the way it's going to be public waterways, farmland, you know, not really anybody that is going to get hurt if my plane has a malfunction. Now, a couple other factors happening right now is it's like 40 degrees out, it's freezing, we can't feel our toes, we're shivering, and not really thinking about the fact that the sun is going to be directly in the direction, you know, right there in my view as I'm flying. And just in kind of getting the plane up in the air and flying around, by the time I actually get eyes on in the goggles and try to figure out where I am, I've already passed the road that I was supposed to take a left on and follow. In fact, right here, the road would be right below us, but because of my camera not dealing well with this, I can't see it. Also, it's been raining, and so one of the problems I had was now I'm past where the road is. I'm looking for the road, but now I'm in basically these rice fields that have flooded, and it looks totally different. I really do not know where I am. And another factor is that I had updated my Eagle Tree Vector to the newest software, and apparently I took off the compass, and so I mean, I know generally which way I'm going, but anyways, so I kind of decide, well, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of head in that direction until I find something or get too far. Now, another factor that kind of distracted me in the launch is I don't have a second receiver. Even though I have a diversity unit, I only have one antenna right now, so I actually have to reach over or have my friend reach over and turn it slightly as I'm moving across our field of view, which will cause a problem, as we'll see here coming up in a few minutes. Now, I'm trying to keep my amps at between 15 and 20. I know from past experience that when I get around 12 or 13 amps, that I start getting a lot of waggle, a lot of tail wag, and it doesn't make for very good video. I have 10,400 milliamps 3S, and so running at 15, 20 amps, really for how short of a flight I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to use very much. In fact, I only end up using about 2,400 milliamps on this 8 or 9 minute flight. So I'm trying to keep it at about 15 or 20, and that, you know, that's a pretty good speed. I'm going now 51 miles an hour. Also, I'm trying to keep it right around 400 feet. You know, living in this area for many years, I can't even remember ever getting any airplanes or helicopters over here. There is a hospital not too far away, but generally the flight path for that is going to be coming away from us. It's not ever going to be crossing this path. All the hospitals it would be taking people are far to the south. So the only time we ever see aircraft low over here is when there's fires. So trying to keep it as high as I can, 400 feet. Also, you know, there is some line of sight issues if there's trees in the way, so I'm trying to keep up high. I don't think I'll have to go up anymore because I'm only now 2.2 miles from myself, kind of tracking parallel. Now, starting to get some static here. What had happened was Travis and I, my friend that was with me, we got confused about which direction I was actually heading, and so the antenna got pointed away from me instead of toward me, and so I just flipped my switch into return to home. It reoriented, it's pointing straight at us. Now I actually know more what heading I have, and so I turn now towards the mountains to just say, okay, I'm not going to make it to my house this time. It's ridiculously cold, so I'm just going to head until I see Highway 20 here, and then we'll just follow that in. One other thing I'll do every once in a while is just, because there is some voltage sag when you're applying voltage, I'll drop the amps down a little bit at a time and just see if the pack comes up high. I'm still somewhat new in this plane, so still trying to figure out how these low C batteries do. Now right below us coming up is Robinson Rancheria. It's a casino in Nice, which is what's right in front of us. Behind us is Upper Lake, California. We're basically coming into Nice, California. Now it says that I'm going about 44 to 50 miles an hour, and that does seem to be pretty much accurate. I know people down below, the speed limit's 55, maybe even 45 right there by the casino. So anywhere from 45 to 60 miles an hour people are going to be going. So we're going about the same as them, maybe a little bit slower. So the one thing that isn't accurate that I found is the GPS coordinates. My thought was, if I crash, I'll just go look at the GPS coordinates and I'll be able to go find my plane. Well, later I typed these in and it actually put me somewhere hours away, so I got to figure that out. And then coming up down here below is the circle in Nice, and that road that goes off to the right is actually the Nice, actually the Lakeport cutoff, Nice Lucerne Lakeport cutoff. That was the road I originally was going to follow out to the waterway next time. And coming up in front of us is the field where we launched from. So I think I had a total distance traveled of about 6.5 miles. The farthest point I was away from myself was 2.4 miles at one point while I was over those rice fields, using a little over, maybe just under 2,500 milliamps, 8-minute flight or so. So that definitely got me and Travis excited. We want to do some much longer flights. So I know this wasn't a super long video or long distance, but it was pretty exciting for me. This is the farthest I've gone away from myself before, and you know, it's pretty exciting wanting to figure out how far you can go. I know I went through, like I said, 2,500 milliamps. You know, in 8 minutes, you figure you could easily triple that and still have some left over. So it's definitely got me thinking about, you know, trying to find a place where I can go much farther. So in the future, hopefully you'll have some more videos so I can show you of some longer distance. So thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye. Bye.
Because of the sun, it was really hard to see where we were.